Good evening. Welcome back to Alterowitz Gym. It's the final match of the 2022 Yellow Jacket Volleyball Invitational, and a busy weekend coming to a close tonight. Hi again, everybody. Evan O'Kelly with you to guide you through the action here in the final match of our tournament. The Yellow Jackets off to a blazing start. They're 3-0 this weekend, and they've won 9 sets in a row. And it wasn't a blazing start in the opening match of the year. They dropped the first 2 sets against Minnesota State Moorhead. Since then, 9 in a row. They rallied to win that one in 5. And then they swept University of Mary last night. Earlier today, swept Chadron State. And they'll close out with South Dakota School of Mines here in match 12 of our Volleyball Classic. We're just about 2 minutes away from action. And once again, behind schedule, not quite as badly as we were last night, nearly 3 hours behind schedule yesterday due to just the fact that we had some good volleyball matches, ones that went the distance, and it took some time yesterday. But today, a little bit closer to being on schedule, albeit we are over 90 minutes late, so you're not missing anything if you've been waiting around for this one. It was scheduled to start at 6. That was perhaps a little bit too optimistic to think it would get going on time, but the good news is we are seconds away from action. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, first serve here at Alterowitz Gym.
The 2022 Yellow Jacket Invitational features the South Dakota School of Mines Rockers versus your own MSU Yellow Jackets. Let's keep the starting lineups. First for the visiting South Dakota School of Mines Rockers. A 6-foot outside hitter, number 6, Morgan Doherty. 5'10", junior setter, number 12, Kylie Metzger. 5'11", senior middle blocker, number 15, Deja Barron. The 5'5", senior libero, number 16, Anna Thomas. 5'10", freshman outside hitter, number 18, Ava Sparks. 5'9", outside hitter, number 19, Emma Grimm. And a 6'1", senior middle blocker, number 21, J.C. Kothi. The Rockers are coached by Lauren Torby Prohaska and assisted by...
So South Dakota Mines coming into this one 1-2 on the season, but coming off their first win of the year. Took care of University of Mary earlier this morning in 4 sets, did the Hard Rockers, so they'll be looking to even their record. Meanwhile, the Yellow Jackets will be looking to go to 4-0. Would be a great start to the year. Quickly for South Dakota Mines, they're headed to Augustana in Sioux Falls next weekend for another 4-game tournament. And then they'll jump into Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference play for the rest of the year after that. So a tournament in Billings for South Dakota Mines, a tournament in Sioux Falls, and then into conference play. Now the Yellow Jackets, 3-0 on the year. They will head to Nebraska next week to play in the Chadron State tournament. Just 3 matches for the Yellow Jackets in that one. They'll face Sioux Falls, the host Chadron State, whom they beat earlier today, and then Minot State. And then it will be into Great Northwest Athletic Conference play for MSU Billings after that. Should be a good one, usually is between these teams, and both trying to get off on the right foot here in the 2022 season. Mines can go into the week of preparation with 2 straight wins. If they could win this match, the Yellow Jackets could go into the tournament next week with an unblemished record. Both of those outcomes sound good to these teams. Thanks for sticking with us and sticking it out this weekend, being patient. And when you're trying to fit in 12 matches in 2 days, just unlikely you're going to be able to stay perfectly on time, but we've done the best we could, and happy to bring you match number 12 from Alterowitz Gym. Glad you're with us over in Rapid City and right here in Billings. All time between these teams, 3-2. The Yellow Jackets lead the 5-game series. Last year, the Hard Rockers came into Alterowitz Gym and knocked off the Jackets in 4 sets. And the teams have alternated wins the last 3 meetings in this series. Didn't meet until 2017. Since then, they've met every single year once, so they keep that string alive. And match number 6 between the Rockers and Jackets underway. Katie Havakost with the first swing and kill of the night for the Yellow Jackets. Morgan Dougherty getting the start. Kylie Metzger in the lineup as well for South Dakota Mines. Deja Barrand, Anna Thomas, Ava Sparks, Emma Grimm, and JC Cothy in the lineup for South Dakota Mines. Thomas wearing the libero jersey, and it's 1-1 with Grimm on the serve. Too strong with it that time. For the Yellow Jackets, you saw Katie Havakost, who's now out of the game. Lily Gens and Jacita Fa'ali'i in the front row with Peyton Langston, who's in there now. Hannah Hashbarger, Kennedy Juranic, and serving Christine Funk on the floor for the Yellow Jackets. Big swing caught a piece of the Yellow Jacket block, and it's a kill for Sparks. First try for the lefty Lily Gens, handled by Mines. Now Jacita Fa'ali'i off the mark towards the back corner and out of play. Caught head coach Casey Bonner briefly before this one and got her thoughts about the Chadron State match. The Yellow Jackets did win in 3 as Gens tight angle there for the kill. Jackets won it in 3, but it was a hard-fought match against the Eagles, and Coach Bonner just commenting how she'd like to see her team possess the ball a little more from behind the service line, cut down on the miscues. Big swing and a kill from the lefty, Dougherty that time. Quick look at the book for the officials. That's what the delay is here, just to make sure substitutions are aligned, and they are. Cassie Luce into the game, as well as Lily Bartling. And Luce back to serve for South Dakota Mines. Langston off the block and down for a kill. Great start to her Yellow Jacket career, the junior. Got it done all day yesterday, and big reason why the Yellow Jackets undefeated to this point. So after Langston's first kill of the night, Fa'uli to serve. Diving try from Funk. Couldn't get to it though, and the point to the Hard Rockers. Emma Burlingame into the game for the Yellow Jackets, and she'll high-five Alexis King, who's into the front row to do the setting for the time being. Havikos rolls it towards the middle. And the attack attempt that time by Kothi couldn't quite sneak over the net. 5-5 early on in this one. Hannah Hayden back into the match, and Langston back to serve. There's Burlingame and Hayden getting up on the block together. Now a chance for the Yellow Jackets to get into system. Burlingame, and a nice dig on the other side by Luce, but then a double called, and the point goes to MSUB. Langston on the serve once again. Touch to the corner, that's gonna work. Stayed in. JC Kothi just able to keep that one in bounds for the kill, and she'll go back to serve now. Here's King. And Burlingame off with the timing there, misses out of bounds. Back and forth start to this one. 7-6, South Dakota Mines in front early. Soft touch and a diving dig there from Benes, who's into the game. Havikos off the block and down for a kill. Gens and Hashbarger back into the match for the Yellow Jackets. They'll give the freshman a break. King and Burlingame. Hashbarger to serve. Handled by Benes, and a diving dig from Hashbarger on the other side of the net. Big swing down the middle, but too strong. That time off the hand of Bartling. And the Jackets nudge themselves back in front. Hashbarger to serve once again. Deep, and Benes there. Timing off, and trying was Barron to redirect it, but Jackets make it 3 straight points. Good stretch here with Hashbarger on the serve. See if MSUB can continue the momentum. Diving save from Hannah there, and Havikos able to get it over. And into the net. Goes loose. Make it 4 in a row for the Jackets. strong that time. Off the hand of Grimm, and a timeout coming. Good stretch for the Yellow Jackets. They've opened up the 4-point cushion here early in set one. Well, talked about it a little earlier, but all three sets in the Chadron State win by the Yellow Jackets decided by 2 points. So the Jackets swept it, but it was a lot closer than maybe a 3-0 scoreline would lead you to believe. Jacita Fa'ali'i led the way, 14 kills for her in that match. Katie Havicost had 7, as did Lily Gentz. And that pushed the Yellow Jackets to 3-0. Fa'ali'i, a 14-kill, 14-dig double-double. She's had a good start to her 3rd year in the program. And the Jackets have had a good start here in set number 1, but it's South Dakota Mines coming out of the timeout and taking the first point to make it 11-8. Doherty back in along with Metzger, the latter back to serve. The Rockers 1-2 on the young season. Hashbarger for Hayden off the top of the block. Now she'll try Katie Havicost. That one's handled down the line by Metzger. Into the block, but out of bounds. Good swing by Doherty, the lefty there. And she's got another kill. Metzger on the serve. Fa'ali'i will roll it over from just beyond the 10-foot line. And there's Barron with a big swing. Timing was a little off for Deja Barron on her first couple of attack attempts, but that one looked good. And we all know her ability in the front row for the South Dakota Mines team. Saw it last year, did the Yellow Jackets in their loss to the Hard Rockers. So keep your eye on Deja Barron, who's got her first kill, and now it's a 4-0 run for South Dakota Mines. They've evened the score just like that. A well-placed timeout. Sometimes that's all you need to hit the reset button, and we're all square at 11-11. Here's Lily Gentz off the block, and that snaps the string at 4 and gives the Yellow Jackets the lead back. Kennedy Juranic back into the match to serve. Big swing on the outside, and that falls in for a kill. Grimm, powerful off the block and down. And Grimm will serve it up for South Dakota Mines. Hashbarger over the head for Gentz. Cross court, that's going to fall. Good swing from Lily Gentz. There's Christine Funk with a good pass to Hashbarger. Fa'ali'i tips it over with the left hand, and there's Peyton Langston to clean up the loose ball for a kill. Jackets back up by a couple. South Dakota Mines spoiled the Yellow Jackets opening tournament last year. The Jackets, similar position. They were 3-0, and then the Hard Rockers beat the Yellow Jackets in 4 sets. September 4th last year, just under a year ago, I should say, at this very tournament. Sort of unfolding just like this one has in terms of the Yellow Jackets winning the first 3 and facing Mines here in the tournament finale. Jackets looking for a different result this time. And they'll take the point on the bad touch. MSUB looking to start 4-0 for the first time since 2018 when they started 6-0. To open up a 3-point spread. Alexis King on the serve for MSUB. Good timing that. Kill by Metzger, or rather the assist by Metzger, and Kothi had the put away. Those two got in sync nicely up at the net. That was a big point in this opening set. You could just feel momentum sliding back to the Yellow Jackets. But that one makes it a 2-point ball game again. Here's Langston on the slide, blocked at the net. Sparks got most of it. Kothi was up there too, but a big block from Ava Sparks. Rockers back within 1. Fa'ali'i with a good swing there. Second kill for Jacita, who will go back to serve. Katie Havakos checks back in for MSUB as well. Too short that time from Sita. She had a career-high 5 service aces last night against University of Mary. Most of those coming earlier on in the match. She was real good on the serve, but that time a little bit short. (17-16) Yellow Jackets and an ace. Havakos couldn't handle it. And we're tied up again. Hannah Bennis with the ace. And the lefty to serve it one more time. And nearly another one, but the Jackets able to punch it over. King for Burlingame. Dig in the back row by Thomas. And there's Fa'ali'i with a big dig. And the Rockers can't get there. Jacita Fa'ali'i kept that point going. Hannah Hayden back to the front row. Peyton Langston to serve now. 18-17 Jackets hanging on to that narrow lead. And there's an ace. Great touch from Langston. And into the net that time. That's part of the consistency Casey Bonner was talking about right before this match. Just very candidly to me, nothing of too much of a technical breakdown of anything, but just saying I just really would like to see us possess the ball better. She just means extend those serving strings and not have as many giveaways like they did there. But the Jackets able to bounce back, take the point, and they lead 20-18 now. Hannah Hashbarger to serve. Barron on the attack. Can the Jackets get it over? Hannah Hayden somehow does. Barron again. Blocked at the net. Hayden and Havakos. That brings some fans to their feet here at Alterowitz Gym. And a big 3-point lead, gonna push the Rockers to take timeout. Jackets up 21-18. Hannah Hashbarger to serve coming out of the timeout. Little cushion for the Yellow Jackets. It's not much, but it's bigger than it's been since they led 11-7. Did it hit the antenna? The line judge saying so, but the point continues. Hashbarger for Gentz. Down the line, Bennis handles it. Now Barron. Funk over her head to Havikos, off the block. And just able to keep it alive are the Rockers. Now against the lefty, down for the kill. Four-point lead now for the Yellow Jackets. Another big dig from Fa'ali'i. Havikos tries to go cross court. He missed out of bounds that time. Fa'ali'i has been passing at a high clip. And that was a big swing off the hand of Lily Bartling that she handled. At the end of it, though, the Hard Rockers get a much-needed point. They trail 22-19. And able to mop that one up dirty that time. So this becomes a big point. The Jackets trying to close out this first set. The Hard Rockers can get it to within one if they could win their third straight point here. Hannah Hayden has something to say about that. Smashes it down the line for a kill. 23-20, Kennedy Juranic back to serve for MSUB. The Jackets trying to push their streak of sets won to double figures. They've won 9 sets in a row on their way to a 3-0 record. Dump kill, but there's Funk with the right arm, diving to keep it alive. And Darity ends the point. Juranic got to it with a fully extended dive, but unable to keep the ball from the floor. So the Hard Rockers just hanging in there. 23-21 they trail. Big serve here coming from Grimm. Fa'ali'i into the antenna that time. Jackets wanted it into the block, instead antenna first. So the point to the Rockers, and it's 23-22 now. Grimm to serve one more time. Way long. Could see it right away off her hand. A mistake that could prove costly there, and it's set point for MSU Billings. Funk will serve it. Doherty off the block and down. Rockers needed that one. They need one more to keep this first set going. Thomas back to serve. Second set point for the Yellow Jackets. Langston ends it. And the Jackets finish strong, 25-23, 10 sets in a row. And they lead this match 1-0. We'll be right back with some numbers for you in set number 2 from Alterowitz Gym. Both teams swinging it well in the first set. The Yellow Jackets hitting at 270. The Hard Rockers hitting at 250. Each team with 5 attack errors. And a couple of blocks for South Dakota Mines, just one for MSU Billings. Very even statistically and not surprising considering the final score 25-23. Individually for the Yellow Jackets, Lily Gentz with 5 kills. Her fellow freshman Katie Havikost had 4 of them. Hannah Hashbarger 7 assists, Alexis King with 4. And 5 digs for Christine Funk, the libero, to lead the way individually for MSUB. 4 kills for Morgan Doherty to lead South Dakota Mines. 3 for JC Kothi. And a couple for Deja Barron and Emma Grimm in the attack category. 8 assists from Metzger, the setter, and 6 digs from Bennis, who was inserted defensively and did a nice job in the opening set. So we will reset here momentarily. 10 sets on the trot for MSUB now. And going back to that second set that they lost their first 2 sets of the year. And it just didn't look good. Things were disorganized. The Jackets weren't communicating well. Lost 25-16 in the first set, 25-16 in the second set to Minnesota State Moorhead. But boy, they figured it out in a big way since yesterday morning. Gantz, Havikost, and Hayden in the front. Hashbarger, Langston, and Fa'ali'i in the back for the Yellow Jackets. Sparks, Kothe, and Bartling in the front for South Dakota Mines. And Barons, Grimm, and Luce in the back for the Hard Rockers. Now a discussion between the official and head coach Corby Prochaka for South Dakota Mines. Not sure what that was about, but we've got it sorted. Christine Funk into the match for the Yellow Jackets, and Thomas checks in for South Dakota Mines. The two liberos on the floor to start set number 2. Jackets took the opener 25-23. Both these teams on the road next week. Mines headed to Sioux Falls. The Jackets headed to Chadron, Nebraska. And the Rockers take the first point of set 2. Bennis checking back in right away. Bennis to serve. Hashbarger just able to keep that alive off the net. Chance for Mines here. Funk with the open hand save. She'll send the ball back over the net. Luce with the set. Big swing by Kothe, but it never made it over the net, and the Jackets take the point. Kennedy Juranic back in. She'll serve for MSUB. Juranic, the third year out of Wilsonville, Oregon. Grimm touching it over the net. Fa'ali'i now with a big swing. Bennis there with the dig. And Grimm smashes it directly into the net. Juranic on the serve again. And Hashbarger trying to get out of the way. She finally does, so Gens could get it to Juranic. Now against the soft tip. Bennis dives in. What an effort, but bodies tangle on the floor. Bennis just couldn't quite punch that one back over the net. Soft kill for Lily Gens there. Continues to lead this Yellow Jacket offense early. Nice up there from Hannah Hashbarger. And that one on the line. Good spot found by Kothe. Couple of attack attempts for her and able to make the second one pay off. That snapped a little 3-0 run by the Yellow Jackets here at the outset of the second. Fa'ali'i on the outside. Cross court and down. Real good angle that time from Sita. And Bennis knew it was coming. Still couldn't get there in time, athletic as she is. Saw it right there with the diving dig, and that one in. Kennedy Juranic didn't think so, but Grimm's got a kill. That one was coming in hot to the back corner and just caught the back line for Grimm. Jackets lead at 4-3. Here's Fa'ali'i. Soft touch, too short that time. And we're all square here in set 2. Just has a feel, this match, like it's going to be close, wire to wire. After the way that first set went, we'll see how these teams adjust. But First 8 points, and we're all square here in set 2. Gens. Now Grimm on the outside for South Dakota Mines. Fali, good reaction. And Juranic will send it over. Now another chance for Fali. And the Rockers adjusting. And a dump try there from Metzger, bringing that long rally to an end. A miscue, and the Jackets take the point. Alexis King and Emma Burlingame into the match. King to serve for MSUB. King has been a bright spot for MSUB this weekend. Her collegiate debut. She and Hashbarger in tandem have handled the setting well for this undefeated Yellow Jacket team. Off the block. There's Langston. Burlingame up there with her. Not the first denial we've seen this weekend from Peyton Langston, and not going to be the last this year. Great presence at the front of the net. And a great addition to this Yellow Jacket squad, you can tell right away. Fitting in very nicely. There's Burlingame. She is met by Barrand and Grimm at the net. So the Rockers answer back with a block of their own. And Grimm will serve. Ava Sparks back into the match for South Dakota Mines. Fa'ali'i. Good timing there. Rose up and smashed it off the block and down. Havacost back into the game for MSUB. And Fa'ali'i to serve. Sparks with a kill down the line. King unable to handle that one. Gothi checks back in, and Thomas back to serve. Havacost from the 10-foot line leaves it short. Back-to-back points for South Dakota Mines, and we're all square again at 7-7. Thomas to serve again. And nearly rolling it down was Fa'ali'i. Nice job by Thomas to dive and save it. And then the attack from Grimm too long. The most we saw either team pull away in set 1 was when the Yellow Jackets led 11-7. They led again later 21-18, but 4 points was the biggest spread in set 1. We'll see if that theme holds true in set 2. It has so far. 8-7, Jackets in front by 1, and that one smashed off the block. A kill for Kothi. Luce back in along with Bartling. Luce to serve. He's also got 5 assists when she has handled the setting. And this time floats it out of bounds. Hannah Hashbarger back to serve in her senior year with the Yellow Jackets. Been a great representative for 4 years for this program. And the point going to go to the Yellow Jackets. Miscue from Luce there. She knew it. Look of disgust. And these players will show their frustration. They work so hard on their game and touch, and you know that they're upset when they make a miscue. Gens down the line for a kill. Loud one from the lefty there. 11-9 Yellow Jackets in front. And that serve carries out of bounds. So just a little bit too many mistakes right now for South Dakota Mines, and the Jackets opening up a 3-point lead here. Modest, but as big as it has been all set long. Off the block, and that's down. Gens and Hashbarger together there. Juranic to serve. And the Yellow Jackets able to keep this point alive. Now Gens on the outside. Off the block. Jackets will recycle and do it again. Fa'ali'i soft touch. Now a chance for Thomas, setting for Grimm. Gens one more time off the block and down. Jackets take the point. Timeout on the floor. Yellow Jackets lead it by 5, their largest lead of the match yet. Juranic to serve coming out of the timeout. And the Hard Rockers trying to stop the Yellow Jackets' momentum here in set 2. Back and forth through the first 20 points, but now the Jackets have opened up a 5-point lead. 14-9, MSUB in front. Big swing and a good kill by Kothi coming out of the timeout. That's what Mines was looking for. Fa'ali'i now on the outside. Rockers getting into system. Grimm hits it off the top of the block. Another chance for Sita. Soft touch that time and down for a kill. Fourth put away of the night for Jacita Fa'ali'i. Funk to serve. And on the outside, Bartling handled by Hannah Hashbarger. Grimm goes for the cut shot and spins it right into the top of the net. We're going to see Ava Brunn into the match for the first time for South Dakota Mines. Checking in to the back row. And Funk to serve one more time. 16-10 now the lead for MSU Billings. Farrand pushing it out of bounds. And Mines hitting it at negative -037 here in the second set. That's been the genesis of this Yellow Jacket rally. They have grown the lead to 7 points now. Langston to an empty back of the floor. Easy kill for her. And the Jackets starting to pull away now. Walsh checks in for South Dakota Mines. Funk comfortable back there, still serving. Rolls it off the top of the net, and when you're hot, you're hot. Jackets getting the good breaks too right now, and it's 19-10. Diving dig from Thomas. And finally a point for South Dakota Mines. Bartling breaking that stretch off the block. Will it be too much for South Dakota Mines to overcome, though? They trail 19-11. Still time to get back into this second set, but they're going to have to overcome a hefty deficit here. Metzger on the serve. Hashbarger for Langston, too strong this time from Peyton. And point to the Rockers. Gens down the line, Bennis. Good form there on the dig. Rockers scrambling. Hashbarger pushes long for Fa'ali'i off the block and straight down. Another kill for Sita. 2012 Yellow Jackets. King and Burlingame check back in. And King will serve it. Metzger. Near side touch was by Walsh on the outside. Now Metzger has to tiptoe to stay out of the net. Funk to Fa'ali'i. Cross court, too strong that time. Thomas was back there, and good recognition by her to let that one carry out of bounds. 20-13 your score, and Brunn the server. King setting for Fa'ali'i. Diving dig from Thomas, but not enough to keep that one off the floor. Another kill for Jacita Fa'ali'i. It's been her day, 14 in the win over Chadron State. Fa'ali'i now with 6 here through the first set and a half tonight. She'll serve it. Short. The 15, by the way, earlier today was a career high for Jacita. Had been a dozen. She achieved that last September against Northwest Nazarene. And there's a powerful kill from Peyton Langston. She's pumped up with Alexis King after that set, and rightfully so. Great unison there between those two. Hannah Hayden back in, Langston to serve, 22-14 Yellow Jackets. Now Habekost, handled by Brunn, and a big swing right down the middle by Kothi. Hard Rockers need a few more of those. They trail 22-15 here in set 2. Doherty back to serve. Too strong with it. Funk recognized it. And the Jackets take the point on another miscue by the Hard Rockers. Hashbarger and Gentz back into the match. Hannah Hashbarger to serve. 23-15, Jackets closing in on another set victory. Hashbarger for the lefty Gentz off the top of the net and down. Lily Gentz, another kill. Give her 9 and give the set point serve to Hannah Hashbarger. That one down for a kill. Able to roll it there was J.C. Kothe to win her team one more point at least. Bennis going to check back in. Jackets took the opener 25-23. This one a little bit more convincing. Set point number 2. Hannah Hayden. That one not quite high enough off the hands of Hashbarger that time. Bennis to serve again. Yellow Jackets trying to make it 11 consecutive sets won this weekend. Haverkost blocked. Kothe and Metzger going up together on the right side of the net. So it'll be a 4th straight set point. The Jackets stuck on 24 for the time being. They got plenty of breathing room though. They still lead it by 6. No reason to raise alarm yet for MSUB. Haverkost. Diving dig by the Rockers. Now Funk passes to Haverkost one more time. Kothe can't reach it. It's under the net. And the Jackets win it 25-18. 2-0 lead for MSU Billings. They're looking good, and they're one set away from starting 4-0 here in 2022. through 2 sets, the Yellow Jackets swinging it at 214. South Dakota Mines down at 143. Fairly even statistically in the match. Other than that, the Yellow Jackets 7 blocks, the Hard Rockers 6. Individually, 9 kills for Lily Gens, the freshman. 5 for Jacita Fa'ali'i, 5 for Peyton Langston. 13 assists now for Hannah Hashbarger. And 7 digs for Funk and Hashbarger. For South Dakota Mines, 8 kills for JC Kothi. She's been good offensively on an otherwise tough night for South Dakota Mines. Not hitting all that efficiently. They need to get Barron going. They need to get Grimm going a little bit. Dougherty's got 4 kills, the lefty, but still time to get back into this one if you're South Dakota Mines. Coming off your first win of the year and trying to get out of Billings with a 500 record. They'd have to win the next 3 sets though. Tall task, but you gotta imagine that's what the conversation was about in the set break huddle. So we're ready for set 3 action. Yellow Jackets trying to go 4-0 to start a year for the first time since 2018. Started 6-0 that season. Metzger to serve. Hayden down the line, diving dig from Sparks. Playing in the back row, and a punch kill there for Dougherty. Metzger to serve. There's Lily against the lefty right down the middle, and Thomas does well to keep that point alive. But only momentarily, the Yellow Jackets able to block that one in bounds. It was off the hand of Katie Havacost, who has a big smile on her face checking out. Kennedy Juranic back in to serve now. Hashbarger for Fa'ali'i. Thomas doing well in the back. Now Hayden with the left hand just pokes it over the net. And that one off the hand against and out of bounds, point to the Rockers. Run to serve after the first kill of the night for Walsh. And Hashbarger able to stay out of the net, but at the cost of sort of an awkward ball landing between Fa'ali'i and Hayden. So Brunn stays on the serve here for the Hard Rockers. Fa'ali'i pulling the block there. And a little miscommunication. And then blasting it too far, Dougherty. Out of bounds. Christine Funk to serve for the Yellow Jackets. Nearly an ace, but a diving dig from Brunn. And Langston goes up by herself to send it back to the other side of the net. Funk will pass. Thomas pushes to the outside, blocked right back into Sparks, and Thomas can't get there. Gens doing a nice job on the right side of the net. Good foundation for this Yellow Jacket club. They're young, but the new faces are performing well. It's hard to decide really who the standout player is between really the 3 that have done the majority of the playing. Is that one out of bounds? Gens on the right side of the net, Langston there in the middle, and then Katie Havocost as well. And I think that's a good thing. You don't have one that's head and shoulders above the other. They've all contributed at different times, offensively and defensively here in the opening weekend. And that's really what you want to see and need to see is into the net that time, South Dakota Mines. From your new players right away, I mean, you know what you're going to get out of Hannah Hashbarger, and you can see Jacita Fa'ali'i much improved from a season ago. Christine Funk back to serve with a year of college volleyball under her belt. You know what you're going to get from the returners. But when you can have the new faces come in and impact the way they are right now, as Langston and Fa'ali'i blocking that one together. I'm sure there will be some things for Casey Bonner's crew to work on this week, but a lot of positives. And wins aren't everything, but they're on their way to a 4-0 record the way this one's unfolding, up 2-0. And that does wonders for a team's confidence early in the year as they get ready for a very tough Great Northwest Athletic Conference schedule. The Jackets 3 more matches still next week in Nebraska, but the GNAC is no joke. You better be ready for league play as 3 Hard Rockers collide, and the Jackets putting together a push here. They've built a 7-3 lead, and we've got a timeout on the floor. 6-0 run for MSUB. Good start here in set 3. Funk serving coming out of the timeout. And there's a point that the Rockers really needed Darty getting on the board. The Jackets trailed 3-1, but rattled off 6 in a row, prompting that timeout from South Dakota Mines. And there's an ace from Thomas as Funk runs out of room. Back to a 2-point score. Sparks on the outside, handled by Fa'ali'i. Now set a little bit behind Gensen. It's sent back over the net. Hashbarger. Langston into the block. It was Kothe who took care of business that time. 3 points in a row for South Dakota Mines. Better from the Hard Rockers. Just needed a minute to sort things out. And they've got it back to a 1-point ball game. Here's Lily Gens with the kill. Give Lily Gens 10 kills now. First player in this match to reach double figures. No errors for the lefty. 10 kills on 22 swings. Cool, 455. How about that for Lily Gentz? Good stuff. There's Langston tapping down the free ball. Alexis King on the serve now. And an ace, miscommunication. Brunn and Sparks went opposite directions, both away from the ball though, and an easy ace there for Alexis King. That lead right back up to 4 points for the Yellow Jackets, 10-6 now. Free ball for Emma Burlingame. Thomas able to handle it. And there's J.C. Cothey. Bumping up her teammates with that kill. And when she connects, it's going to the floor fast. Cothey now with 9 kills, 1 behind Gentz for the match high. Here's Jaden Dougal into the match for this the second time she's back to serve now. Fa'ali'i, good momentum behind it, but a good dig from Thomas. And the timing then off on the set to Cothey. Havacost will check back in for MSUB. And Jacita Fa'ali'i to serve. Big swing there and a kill. So Cothey reaches double figures. And Bennis back in to serve now. 11-8, Yellow Jackets with the lead. Into the net there, a miscue from Bennis. And Hannah Hayden will check back in. Peyton Langston to serve. And Cothey down the middle, but Hayden rather getting a piece of it. Havacost towards the back corner. And there's the big swing from J.C. Cothey. She's starting to heat up now for South Dakota Mines. She's a problem to defend. Back to serve here. 12-9, Yellow Jackets still with a 3-point lead. King for Hayden, pushing to the back corner. And a diving Cothey that time to keep the point alive. King. Havacost. Tool in the block. Not enough on it though. And too strong was Brunn, sending that one over the net. Hashbarger and Gentz check back in for the Yellow Jackets. Hannah Hashbarger to serve. Illegal touch that time. A lift called on the Hard Rockers. And a 5-point advantage now for MSUB. And these are the kind of moments when the Yellow Jackets get into conference play where you've got to take advantage of this kind of cushion and really start to hit your stride and build off the advantage rather than let teams back into the matches. And the Jackets have done a good job of that as Gentz and Hayden got up together for a big block. And we'll have another timeout on the floor. 15-9, Yellow Jackets looking good. Momentum all in MSUB's side of the court right now. 15-9 coming out of the timeout. Rockers got to adjust in a hurry if they're going to have a chance to get back in it, but instead, Katie Havikos getting a push from Hannah Hayden there, right into the huddle of celebration. Another big block. Jackets trying to finish the weekend strong. Gens down the line, Bennis there to handle it. Now Brunn off the net. Did it catch the block? It must have. Cross court, too strong. But the Jackets in the net there. So the Hard Rocker is going to take the point. Jackets going to challenge. They said Hannah Hayden went into the net, so they'll take a look at it. We'll take a quick break and give the results of the challenge momentarily. So after the review, call stands. Point to the Rockers, it's 16-10. Metzger to serve. Hayden, powerful behind it, and fitting that it's Hannah Hayden to get the next point. She didn't think that she ran into the net and says, I'll prove it to you. Give me a set, Hannah. The Hannah to Hannah connection there, and the Jackets cruising 17-10. Here's Juranic to serve. Brunn tooling the block. Fa'ali'i off the block and a dig from Thomas. Miscue though from Metzger. And this one just slipping away from South Dakota Mines a little bit. You can feel the touch just a little bit off for him, but a good win for him earlier today. They'll have that under their belt. Unless they can really turn it around late here, they're going to walk out of this weekend 1-3. That one out of bounds, another point for the Jackets. They lead 2-0, and they lead 19-10 here in set 3. Luce will check back in. Best start for Casey Bonner since 2018 when they started 6-0. Win here would make it 4-0. Fa'ali'i into the net that time. Run serve too deep. (2011). Hashbarger for Gens. Dug out on the other side of the net. Sparks pushing deep, and Juranic is thinking about it. Should I stay or should I go? She lets it go. And a good call by Ken that time. Just past the line and out of bounds. 21-11 now. Big swing down the middle from Doherty, her 7th kill, and that was a loud one. Thomas to serve. Gens one more time. Rockers will keep it alive and send it over. No, instead a touch too soft from Sparks. The Jackets 3 points away now. Burlingame into the front. Alexis King to serve. Pa'ali'i off the block and down. One more kill for Jacita Fa'ali'i, her 6th here in this one. Coming off the double-double earlier today. And the Jackets 2 points away from a win. King for Fa'ali'i again. Rolls to the corner, diving dig from Thomas. Now King will try Burlingame, and a nice up from Luce. Burlingame again off the block, lands on the Yellow Jackets side of the net. Dougal and Bartling back in for South Dakota Mines. They'll head back to Rapid City. Get to work this week and then on to Sioux Falls for a tournament next weekend. Into the net and down. So Juranic gonna check out. Katie Havacost in, and Jacita Fa'ali'i to serve. Match point to make it 12 straight set victories and to give the Jackets a 4-0 record to start the 2022 season. And there it is, it falls, and what a weekend for MSUB. After losing the first 2 sets of the year, they rattle off 12 in a row, 4 straight victories, and a great start to the season. Thanks for being with us all weekend. Evernote Kelly signing off. And make sure you check MSUBsports.com for the schedule, stats, news, and all the latest with regards to Yellow Jacket Volleyball. They'll be on the road next week. You can find those live coverage links once again at MSUBsports.com. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody, and good night.